All right, y'all, we're winning here. All right, so grateful to have you all here today. Let's just start with putting our feet on the floor and closing our eyes for a moment, placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Take a deep breath in through the nose and let it out. One breath in through the nose and let it out. One breath deep in through the nose and let it out. Inhale, bring that nose towards the ceiling, tilting the head, neck back. Exhale, bringing the chin down to the chest. Inhale, nose towards ceiling, head and neck arch back. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, nose up to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, nose to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, come back to level head. Exhale, nose to the right shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale, nose over the left shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale, nose over the right shoulder. Inhale through center. And all the movements are slow and deep. The end of the exhale is the end of the movement. The end of the inhale is the end of the movement. And then exhaling to the other side. And just letting your hands rest down to the lap and giving yourself a moment to consider, what is your intention for this practice today? If you had one word bubble up from your consciousness about what the practice is for today, what your intention is. We are setting conditions and alignment for what's to come in 2025. But in order to do that, we have to allow ourselves to be at rest and at peace for a few moments. Deep breath in and sigh it out. Deep breath in and sigh it out. Deep breath in and sigh it out. And as that word has bubbled up, you can blink the eyes open and either write down in the chat or unmute yourself and speak it into the community, what your word is. What is your intention?
Freedom.
Focus. Love it. Calm. Peace. Love. Expansion. I love all that. We all come with different intentions about what we are here to do. And the first thing that we have to do before doing anything else is just being present in our bodies. So now we've already started that process. If you have a pen or a piece of paper, a journal or something that you can write with, write on, um, go ahead and allow yourself to grab that. So we're just going to do a little bit of self-reflection right now. And the thing that we want to reflect upon is when I feel, and insert the word that you use, expansion, peace, love, freedom, focus, calm. When I feel this, I am often doing that. So what things do you do that help you to feel that word, that intention word? What things do you do to feel calm, to feel freedom, to feel focus, love, peace, expansion? And if you're just coming to the session, just welcome. Place feet on the floor, spine long, shoulders back and down. Just allow yourself to gently breathe, one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, and just settle in, because even if you came a few minutes later than we started, it's so important to be present in your body as you're doing what you're doing. What we're doing right now is those who are grabbing a piece of paper and a pen, and we are writing down the word that we had an intention for this practice, and writing down when I feel this, I'm doing this, or the opposite. When I'm doing this, I feel calm, expansion, focus. These are all the words that people offered. And let yourself free write this. Don't stop at one sentence. Allow yourself to let it go and continue going. Because this is the part of the process of you exploring what these concepts are for you. I'm going to give you about 1 more minute to write about what you do when you're feeling those feelings. Does anyone want to share anything about what they wrote, about what they do when they're feeling a certain type of feeling?
When I feel freedom, I'm usually on stage or performing.
Programming, like programming a computer?
Performing, like
Oh, performing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it.
acting, burlesque, dancing.
Love it. Thank you, Essence. Anyone else care to share? When I feel focused, that's what did Sunny say? When I feel focused, I'm with beings who I care for, who care for me, working towards a shared goal to build a more beautiful world. Love that. Love that.
When I feel expansion, I am the me that believes in the dream and loves the dreamer, sees the vision and knows how to bring it here, holds the truth and laughs at the lies and falsehoods with tender understanding.
That's so powerful, Dion. I really appreciate how much your vision encompasses so many levels of being aware of what's happening in your heart, what's happening around you, what's happening connecting with community. And the reason why I ask people to share it to the group and to the community, because when we see each other and we see how we can be more intentional and more aligned, we find more power in what it is that we're doing. So just the act of being seen is an opportunity for us to affirm what it is that we are trying to align with. Okay. There we go. Rose says, I feel calm when observing nature, watching a bird fly or sit on a fence post, taking a breath of air, filling the lungs and letting my heart take a moment to rest, the weight of the world lifting. You're describing mindfulness 101, right? Just how to be present in the moment, observe what's around you, appreciate what it is that's happening. So all of these offerings about how people feel calm, free, focused, um, and at peace. These are the foundations for how we as a collective can move forward. So we talked a little bit about intention. Now, if you think about the year that's coming up, 2025, many people have all these resolutions, right? We're gonna work out more, we're going to do more with connecting with family and friends, we're going to focus on our business, we're going to all the things. And then as soon as something pops up, something that demands our attention that we did not plan for, we often veer off track. We often lose track of getting the sleep that we need, drinking the water that we need, doing the things that are required for us to um, sustainably move towards our goals. And so, what I'd love for you to do is uh, go ahead and write the intention for the day on a card or a big piece of paper that you can just put on your wall and just say what it is that's important to you. So for me, that word is commitment. And this is really about commitment to the goals that I've set for myself and the health goals that I've set for myself, the rest goals that I've set for myself, the saying no goals that I've set for myself, the making deliberate decisions so that when I commit, I feel like I can fully commit and I'm not overcommitted. That's what it means for me. And so as I'm stepping into 2024 and I'm thinking about this intention, this compelling reason to move forward. Now it's about how do I sustain that in alignment? And so um, when you think about this word, and I hope that this is a word that not only came to you in this moment, but a word that can be kind of a North Star as you're making decisions and navigating what's to come. Um, I would like you to write down these are the people and the places that support me feeling this feeling. these are the people and the places that support me feeling this feeling. And you could write a list. You may find that that list is not as long as you'd like. You might find that that list is super long. Great for you. Like, it really is about how you can cultivate the spaces in which you can feel this feeling. And does anyone want to share what that looks like for them? What people or places support that feeling that you are trying to cultivate for yourself? For me, the people and places that support my feeling of being committed at the right level, part of it is my co-working group that I work with every morning. Those folks really help me to stay committed at the right level. A part of it is some of my academic advisors. I'm in a grad school program, so some of my academic advisors can help me stay committed at the appropriate level. And some of the community members that I've cultivated, like the lifestyle medicine circles, and some of the coaching circles that I'm in. Those people really support that. Um, and also my family helps me to support, like, being present with the things and places that really matter. So that's me. I don't know if anyone of you feel free to share what helps you cultivate those feelings.
I can share.
Go ahead.
I wrote that the people and places that support me feeling calm is my backyard and my home, and friends who understand the chaos of the world and still find joy.
Mm. It's really powerful. I love that. It really is about community at the end of the day, because we can do all of this as much as we can on our own. And then sometimes we just need those reflectors back at us saying, yeah, this is okay. This is possible. You can be okay no matter what the situations are around you. So yeah, appreciate you bringing that up, Rose. Well, now I'm going to let everybody put their feet back on the floor, hands on the heart, hands on the belly. And just what we're going to do is take the left hand and place it in the lap, palm up. Inhale, bring the hand up towards the shoulder. Exhale, cross it across the face to the opposite shoulder. You can even follow with your head. Inhale, the hand comes back up, nose to the center. Exhale, hand comes back down to the lap. Take the other hand, doing the same thing. Inhale, the right hand comes up towards the right shoulder. Exhale, it crosses over the body to the left shoulder. Inhale, the hand comes up to the right shoulder, and exhale, it comes back down. Inhale, left hand comes up and crosses over to the right shoulder. Inhale, hand comes up from the back to the left shoulder, and exhale, the hand comes down. Right hand, inhale, hand up. Exhale, cross it over to the other shoulder. Inhale, hand comes back up. And exhale down. And if you allow your eyes to close while you're doing this, left hand comes up. It allows you to become a little bit more internally aware. Exhale across the body. Because part of what we're doing in this process, inhale, the hand comes up. And exhale, come down. As we're trying to tap into, inhale, right hand comes up, we're tapping into the sense of our body being able to talk to us. Exhale, cross over. Inhale, hand comes up. And exhale down. And some people find that they're able to listen to their body a little bit more with the eyes closed. Left hand comes up. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Inhale comes up. And exhale comes down. And let both hands rest in the lap just for a few moments. Allowing yourself to bubble up. Ask yourself this question. When I try to move towards the feeling, what gets in my way? When I try to move towards this feeling, what gets in my way? And allow yourself to let those thoughts bubble up without judging them or directing them in any way. Allow your eyes to blink open and write down the answer of when I try to move towards this feeling: calm, expansion, peace, love, focus. What gets in my way? And if you feel like you've written enough, ask yourself that question one more time. Because oftentimes when we start to think about something, we answer the question with one level of understanding. We ask ourselves the question again, and we have a different, deeper level of understanding. And for example, when I move towards commitment, fear and worry get in the way. Then when I ask myself that question again, when I move towards commitment, not feeling good enough gets in my way. When I try to move towards commitment, self-doubt gets in the way. So allow yourself to really ask yourself why over and over again so that you can really see what's happening in your brain. And now I'm going to ask you to write something a little bit different. A lot of what we've been doing is just expanding, but notice what happens when you try to move towards that feeling, what gets in the way. And if you have a thought that you wrote down that gets in the way of you feeling that feeling, write down what feeling comes from that thought. So in my case, um, I already wrote down a feeling. I said fear and worry get in the way, or self-doubt gets in the way. So if those feelings are there, pick one of those feelings and write down what you tend to do when you feel that feeling that gets in the way. When I feel worry, I tend to think about several other things that I could be doing. I don't focus on the thing that I want to do. So the thing that I do is focus on several other things. The thing that I don't do is actually focus on the thing that I'm trying to do. So write down actions, just write an A for actions, and write actions that you do when you feel that feeling, and write actions that you do not do when you feel that feeling. Once you've picked that feeling and the actions that you do or don't do when you feel that feeling, write down what the results are when you go down that path. My results is if I worry and I think about several other things that I could be doing and I don't focus on the things I want to accomplish and I don't fulfill the commitments that I commit to. And you can write more than one result. And if there's any brave soul out there who's ready to share what they noticed, they can go through the whole thing. When I move towards commitment, I feel X, Y. When I move towards my word, I feel this. And when I feel this, my actions are that. And when I feel those actions, when I do those actions, my results are X. Essence, you call the camera and unmute it. So I bet you're ready to go.
I wrote, when I try to move towards towards freedom, often I feel like colonizers get in my way. Me feeling like I don't have all the skills I need to get to freedom. I feel anger and sadness. What I tend to do is go into action that will lead me away from feeling imprisoned. I work on a project that has the potential for bringing me closer to freedom, like working on my online community, studying trading, learning a new thing. I also ruminate in my mind around the injustice and my disdain for feeling trapped.
Hmm. It sounds like you have your foot on the gas pedal and your foot on the brake at the same time.
Hmm. Hmm. Hadn't thought about it that way.
But when you think about that pathway that you're on, what comes up for you?
What do you mean?
Like do you feel like that's the path of going through and reaching towards freedom and the steps that you're taking? You feel like that's taking you more towards your goal, more away from your goal, in the middle?
Ah.
Mhm.
I feel like the taking action part is leading me more towards my goal. It's how I finished my book. It's how I've moved on into new industries, blah, blah, blah. The ruminating part definitely is taking me away from my goal because that's putting energy on what I do not want, as opposed to if I was visualizing or meditating on what I do want. So gas on the brakes and pedal at the same time is a good analogy.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all have read The Uses of Anger by Audre Lorde. It was an essay she wrote back in 81 or so. I mean, and Maya Angelou talks about anger as well. Anger can be quite useful, right? And so it can propel you forward. Um, and the caution is, you know, can it move you forward without slowing you down, right? Because what would happen if you dropped the weight and just allowed yourself to just step into this is what I'm like when I am seen and heard, and when I'm surrounded by people who support me. Like, what is that like? Thank you for sharing, Essence. Anyone else want to share?
I'll go.
Hey, Kathy.
So I wrote, when I feel worried, I focus on quitting. The actions are eating. I also bury myself in bed, and the results are I stay stuck.
Mm. And what comes up for you when you think about that?
I never thought about what I do. I just do it. And it's different when you see it in writing. So I guess I see it instead of doing it. So now I'm conscious of it. So at least now I know that's the pattern.
Yeah. Understanding the patterns, our habits. Jonathan Haidt wrote this book about the little man on top of the elephant, right? Because our subconscious mind is the elephant, and our conscious executive function is this little man on top of the elephant trying to get the elephant to move in a different direction. You're like, hey, elephant, move. Elephant's like, I'm on a path. I'm doing my thing. I'm knocking down trees and taking names. And so when we are in the space where the elephant is riding and we have no awareness of it, it's very difficult to control or direct the elephant in a different direction. But there are practices that you can do. Even the practice of us sitting together, being present in our bodies, is something that can help us to shift what's happening in the subconscious. It's not a right away sort of thing, it's something that happens over time. But as we start to cultivate and bring in new thoughts and new ways of being, we actually have the opportunity to step into something where the elephant's moving a little bit in a different direction, maybe a little bit closer to where we want to get to. And none of it's instant, none of it's perfect, but it is kind of like sailing. You have an azimuth and a direction, and you keep adjusting the sails until you get to where you want to get to. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. We have time for one more if you want to share. So one of the things that I wanted to give us an opportunity to think about is once we outline kind of our subconscious habits, what we tend to do when we're trying to move towards a feeling is start to consider what thoughts we might think to put us on a different path, a path closer to feeling that we want to feel, right? So if I want to feel um, more commitment, and I want it to be something that I just feel aligned with, where it just feels like a natural progression, what thought might I think about? What thought could help me get there? Because when we think about when we have any situations that pop up, we're going to have a thought about it. That thought is going to be associated with a feeling. Those feelings are going to lead to actions. Those actions are going to lead to results. And so to reverse engineer it, to have it be where we are feeling free, we are feeling focused, we are feeling calm, we are feeling expansive, we are feeling peace and love. And we know what kind of things cultivate that. We know what kind of people cultivate that. We know what kind of environments cultivate that. And we know what we do to cultivate that. How could we reverse engineer that? So if we want to for Rose, be in the backyard a little bit more to feel a little bit more peace, the result is feeling peace in the backyard. So what actions do you need to take in order to do that? Do you need to have a habit of when you get up and put your clothes on, go out into the backyard and sit for 5 minutes? Is that something that's going to help you both feel peace? And if you do it first thing in the morning, get some vitamin D so your sleep cycle's good at the end of the night, right? There's little things. How can you build a habit that helps you take the action that you need to feel that feeling more regularly? Um, so write down what your ideal result would be that helps you cultivate that feeling. Just write that one thing as, one sentence. It can just be simple. And then once you're ready with that, write down 1 to 3 actions that you could take that would support you having that result. Limit at 3, right? Every change is small if we want to make it stick. And I'm going to skip over the feeling part. I want to go straight to the thought about what we can tell ourselves that help us do the action that we want to take to get the result that we want. What's a bridge thought, right? We don't go from I'm broke to I'm a millionaire. That's not the thought that we have. We have the I'm broke to, oh, I can save some money here. Oh, I can make a little bit of money here, right? We have these bridge thoughts that help us to take the next step and to stay on the path. So what's a bridge thought? When you want to feel like you are free, what can you think that helps you to feel free? I am moving towards freedom. Freedom is there for the taking. I am responsible for how I show up in the world, and that's my own liberation. I'm in charge of myself. I'm in charge of how I feel about the situation. If I want to feel more expansive, what's the thought that will help me do that action? When I give myself, when I'm curious, I allow myself to do these things that feel expansive. When I connect with my community, I feel these feelings and feel expansive. So go ahead and give yourself 1 or 2, max 3 thoughts that you can think. And so some of you are finishing up. As you're doing the finishing up, consider those thoughts, like bring those thoughts to your mind and imagine the feeling that you get when you think that thought. And then go ahead and write that down. So when I'm thinking, when I want the result to be fully committed and focused on what I'm trying to do, one of the actions that I might do is 3, 2, 1, go. Or just give myself a countdown and go do the thing that I want to do. And the thought that I might think is, it's possible. It's possible, right? And the feeling that I get when it's possible is I get curious and I get ready to just try it out and see what happens. And nothing else gets in my way because I'm thinking about it's possible. So write down what feelings come up when you think those thoughts. And if anyone wants to share what their new reverse engineered thought process might be, how they might address the subconscious in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna try this out because the dog is giving me courage. I don't know if I did it the way you said, but this is here it go. When I feel expansive, I feel like I am tracing all the contours of me, like I am fully in me mode. I feel like my thought process is running on like a divine app. Everything is clear and tangible. And one thing I can tell myself, or one thing I should be telling myself, is I feel like it's okay to slow down. So me thinking about expansion as like this instead of expansion just as an unfolding, as a slow, steady, sure, consistent opening. I can tell myself it's not important to have the right answers. It's important for me. It's for me to believe that my answer is a solution. And that allows me to feel more like it's an unfolding rather than it's right or it's wrong right away. It's going to make sense to me.
I love it. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming out. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, Dion, when you said the feeling is like it's all coming, is there a feeling word that actually like one word, one feeling word that you can attribute? Things like
Worthy.
peace, rest, worthy. Okay.
Worthy, centered, genuine, certain, like knowing, believing. Maybe not like believing is not, but just like believing is not a feeling word, but whatever the emotion connected to believing.
Yes. Well, that's solid. That's for you. That's for you. Anyone else want to share? I was waiting for you, Kathy.
I'm not sure if I did it right,
That's
but
okay.
I wrote, I have peace and I am loved. I affirm myself today. Peace will grow daily. I live in why not try something new. I have peace in the not knowing.
Mm, mm, that's beautiful. And I wonder what would happen if you were to separate. What's the one thought that you would tell yourself if you're feeling like you're moving away from where you're trying to get to? What's the one thought out of all those things?
I'm not sure. It's okay. I
It's,
don't know.
it's okay is actually a beautiful thought.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. And then what do you feel when you hear yourself tell yourself it's okay?
Comfort.
Okay. And then what do you do when you feel comfortable?
I it feels like a hug when I feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm. What
I
does that help you do?
wrap myself in a blanket. Feel warm.
Mm-hmm. And then what's the result?
I feel peace. I'm not sure.
Mm.
I'm not sure, but I need peace right now.
You also wrote down at the beginning of the session what things you can do that give yourself peace. Do you see that on your paper?
I wrote so many.
Pick three.
I'm not sure. I wrote things that I'm not sure.
It's okay, Kathy. Just pick one. What's one thing that you do that helps you feel more at peace?
I feel, I feel at peace at the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, walking.
Okay, that's beautiful. You can stop right there. When you're walking, you feel more at peace. So when you're trying to cultivate a feeling that helps you to feel more aligned with what you want or what you want, um, those small actions that you've written down for yourself, whether it's Kathy or any of you all, those small actions are baby steps to get you on the path. And so when we think about the next year coming up as being a year of accomplishing all the things that you'd like to accomplish, just consider that an azimuth. Consider your that feeling as what you're directing your sailboat to. And as you shift left and right, the actions that you've written down are things that can lead you to it. The actions that you do when you're feeling resistance, those are patterns that you can observe. And so as you go through, and we're going to have, well, I don't know when Arlen's going to let me come back, maybe next month. But but y'all are all welcome to come and DM me, and I'll get you into my group where we do a little bit more of this work. But as you start creating habits, you can really dive deep into uh, resetting yourself on a regular basis so that you can get closer and closer to your goals. So I just want to thank you all for being here. I do have another session like this in my group on Saturday. So if you want to try this process again and see what happens, we'll have a different group on Saturday and we can dive a little bit deeper into it. The more we do this process, the more you can see what's happening in between the ears and see what's keeping you from getting to where you got to get to. So I so appreciate you all for being here today. Does anyone have any closing comments or want to drop some word in the chat about how you're feeling right now, or and Mike and let us know how you're feeling right now? Feeling uplifted. Thank you, Sunny. Appreciate it. Yeah. Feeling calmer. Yeah. You're welcome, Kathy. Yeah.
This was so great. I'm feeling much calmer right now, and I'm so thankful to you and I hope that you come back sooner.
Yeah.
Arlen, let Adhana come back sooner. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you all. All right. I'm going to stay on for as long as you need me to, but feel free to drop off as you need to. Thanks, everyone. Essence, it was good seeing you again. We'll see you next time.
Yes, it was good to see you too.
Yeah, we'll have to catch up.
I was excited that I just happened to look at the right time. I was like, oh,
It's perfect, right?
yes.
Yeah, as it should be. Yeah. All right, well, you'll have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.